Continuing our coverage of our visit to the set of Avengers: Infinity War last year, here is our roundtable discussion with Danai Gurira, who plays Wakandan General Okoye in Black Panther and returns to the MCU next month. We conducted this interview before the Black Panther marketing train even began, so we knew very little about her character. During our discussion, we talked about how long she has to sit in the makeup chair to apply Okoye's tattoos, how she got inducted into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, her relationship with the other women in the film, comic book research, and what Wakanda thinks about the Winter Solr. You have tattoos on your head. How much does that take to apply? Gurira, on a really good day, about an hour and a half. Yeah, not too bad. Tell us a little bit about the journey from the first entry into the franchise to here, Gurira. It really started with last March. It was actually the opening night of a play I'd written, and my manager says, by the way. I was like, what? I didn't believe him. I was like, really? It was an offer to play this role. The next month, I was going to be in LA and meet up with Mr. Coogler, and just really loved everything he was talking about and the entire vision of it. It was really exciting to think of. I'm African, and as a writer, I tell African stories, so it really was such an amazing thing just to see, let alone to be a part of, to have a story told from the African perspective on this scale. That was just really thrilling to me. Of course, I was a deep admirer of Ryan's work. I loved the concept of Wakanda so much. Its entire premise is really awesome and something I think, from the Third Worlders' perspective, is something really cherished to imagine a place like that. To me, it was deeply important on various levels, so it was a no-brainer. We started training and everything in November. It all came together. I've just been working with my dear friend Lupita Nyong'o in the play, and now we're in this movie together. Then, Letitia Wright had been doing my play in London. Of course, I'm very good friends with Chadwick, and so it was really an amazing gathering of people. I met some awesome, astounding people there. Really, we worked together to collaborate and build the specifics of this world. There were so many astounding details that the team came up with, Mr. Coogler and Marvel. It felt like it was a really collaborative, intricate, intense process that I think will birth a pretty beautiful child. What's the sisterhood been like on set? And this is going back to Black Panther, but did you, Lupita, Letitia, Angela? What was the experience like, working with these fantastic women? Gurira: oh, it's astounding. Like I was saying, me and Lupita go way back, and we just worked together on my play, Eclipse. So, we just spent a lot of 2015 and 2016 together, right through the Tony season and all that, so it was kind of amazing to be like, oh my gosh. We get to do this another, totally different thing together again. We are very much close sisters. It was very much balancing off each other and supporting each other, and our thoughts and collaborations and how we were figuring out the language and everything. We were making sure we had fun because I'm the person that needs to be encouraged-minded to have fun, and she made sure I did that. Letitia, I met her when she was doing the same role Lupita did in that play, but in London the year before. I loved her from the second I saw her, and getting into character she plays, bouncing out of the rehearsal room and saying, this girl's got fire. I loved her since then, so getting to be in this movie with her, it was amazing. I've always really adored Ms. Bassett, and she's always been so kind and gracious to me every time I've been around here. It was really beautiful, actually. We had a good time together. Supportive, fun, lots of going out on the weekend, lots of bowling, going to Nigerian food, partying. Radisson and Chadwick made sure people always had a good time. It was actually a really awesome family of women and men. It was a great sisterhood. We took a lot of care of each other. Did you read any of the comics to get prepared for your role? Gurira: yeah, of course. I'm a researcher, so I did. I loved how we were doing something different from what you see in the Black Panther comic writer, Christopher Priest version versus current Black Panther comic writer, Mr. Coates' version, which we tended to pull from more right through to the hair, the style of tattoos and no hair. Whereas the Mr. Priest's version, we had the perfect little dark and lovely bobs. I really liked the way they played off the elements and how to make them a lot more developed, I think, than what they were in the original Christopher Priest version of the comic book. It was actually really interesting to see how the evolution of the story